From Jerusalem. We're holding by the Likutey Moharan number 48 from Rabbi Nachman. And this Torah is about succos. I know it's the middle of the year. Maybe not succos when you're listening to this, but nonetheless, there's something still. Even during the year, we connect to those holidays. You know, when we celebrate any holiday, it's giving us this light. Like Hanukkah, the light of Hanukkah goes throughout the entire year. So it's definitely proper to still learn about the holidays and their spirituality and their halachos throughout the year. There is an inyan to learn 30 days before any holiday the Torahs and halachos from that holiday. However, it's certainly more than enough 30 days to Sukkot. So we begin. Because you broke faith. Al asher maltem bi. Shalom Uri, welcome. The vowel point sire corresponds to the word vayitzer, and he formed, says in Bereshis 2:7, and also corresponds to bina, which is understanding, the sphere of bina, which is where the embryo is formed and which is associated with ima, mother, imi. As in the verse, let's see. Tsucheni veten imi. V'hi b'chinas ma shehiz palalin b'koach shehu maknis kochocha b'osiois atfila b'chinas ko atzmoisai tomarna. If im you call to understanding, says in Proverbs, and bina is an aspect of the mitzvah of sukkah. As written, you sheltered me tsukeni in the womb of my mother, imi. It says in Psalms. Now when a person prays forcefully and he puts all of his might into the letters of the prayers, as in, all my bones will declare Hashem, who is like unto you? It says in Psalms, this is a concept of sukkah. As written, you covered me with bones and sinews, as it says in Eov. The letters of the prayers which a person utters with all his might, koach, which has a numerical value of 28, become the 28 letters of the act of creation with which the world was created. Furthermore, the 10 utterances by which the world was created receive power from the 28 letters. These words that a person utters in prayer with power and force, and with all his mental and emotional energy, are the very words of the Holy One, blessed be He, as in the verse, I put my words in your mouth, as it says in Isaiah. V'osim devorai b'ficha. Now the aforementioned 10 utterances are the aspect of loving kindness. As written, I said, the world shall be built by loving kindness. Amarti oilam chesed yiboneh. Beautiful pasuk. And loving kindness is related to the sukkah, which is the embrace of the right hand, which is also identified with loving kindness. Thus, by virtue of I put my words in your mouth, then the same verse continues, with the shade of my hand I will cover you, referring to the sukkah and to loving kindness. V'aidei v'asim devarei b'ficha. Interesting to note that a person has to emanate the midos of Hashem. Hashem has loving kindness to us. And He's constantly doing loving kindness to all of creation. Okay, and we see when a person does loving kindness in the same aspect, then it's like Hashem will, His shade, He says, with the shade of my hand, I will cover you. If you go and you do kindness from this world, okay, you're doing kindness, Hashem's going to cover you with kindness back. Okay, Mida connected Mida. So, just that's outside from the book. Just adding that to you guys. Okay, continuing. Shalom Rus and Yosef and Marcel and all those listening. So, words that are not holy, however, cause the awakening, Hashem forbid, of the sukkah of the nations, a sukkah of idolatry, as expressed by the verse, whose mouths speak vanity and whose right hand is one of falsehood, says in the Psalms. For this sukkah is identified with the embrace of the other side, and when it is awakened, it strengthens, God forbid, the right hand of falsehood, as well as the Jewish people's exile among the nations of the world, and the Jewish people grow far from the holiness of the land of Israel. In consequence of this, the truth and the true spiritual leader are concealed, and conflict and strife increase, God forbid. Then divine presence quarrels with the Holy One, it says in Twenty over children in exile who have been banished from the Father's table and have been expelled from their land. So it's very important to speak words in Kedusha, because if you speak words that are not in Kedusha, from the other side, it weakens the Jewish people. And as we said, basically. Accordingly, the mitzvah of Sukkah, Shalom David, two Davids, Shalom. Okay, we're learning in Schus of some names that were just brought to me. Chaim, Shein Sima, Menachem Mendel ben Shein Sima, and David Yosef ben Shein Sima. Hashem give them health, strength. According to the mitzvah of Sukkah, the mitzvah of Sukkah can be beneficial in helping people to have children. Similarly, praying with all one's might and living in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, can also be helpful in this. Right? It's a good for having children to live in Eretz Yisrael, to live in Israel. These three things, Sukkah, praying forcefully with kavanah, in the land of Israel, are all in fact one concept, and they are all interdependent. The person merits to reach the land of Israel by praying with all his might, as in the case with fulfilling the mitzvah of Sukkah. This is because the essence of the land of Israel is bound up with the concept of he informed his people of the power of his deeds by giving them the inheritance of the nations. It says in Psalms. And this is the same concept as praying with the power and force. So all these three concepts are connected to each other. Yes, it's a mitzvah to do. Rav Yosef asks, is it a mitzvah to do a kindness to people, even if it's not, the actual kindness is not a mitzvah itself, like a specific mitzvah. And of course, yes, it's a mitzvah to do kindness to other people. It's a mitzvah to love one's fellow Jew. It's very important that Hashem is constantly doing kindness to the Jewish people and to all the world. Okay, and we have to emulate his midos. If we want to come close to him, we have to try to be like him. So one of the main things he does is kindness. So we have to emulate that. The more kindness we do, like for instance, Hashem has up there a big gift that we're waiting for. Maybe it's a new car. Okay, it's right there. It's a 2017 Toyota minivan. Your dream car. It's right there. Okay, and all you needed to do down here is enough mitzvos. Okay, to go and warrant that. Hashem wants to do kindness to you. He's just waiting for you to do kindness down here. Okay? So always fill your life with kind acts all the time. Be a giving person, because that's what Hashem is doing, and Hashem is ready to shower you with all those gifts. Okay? Just go and start to give. Don't be stingy. And the most valuable thing you have to give really is your time. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. Okay. Okay, these three concepts, Sukkah, praying with force, and the land of Israel, also rescue people from quarrels and strife, as in hide them in a Sukkah from the quarrelling of tongues, it says in the Psalms, so that the tongues, the languages of the nations will not dominate, God forbid, and the verse will be fulfilled. Then I will change over all the nations to a lucid language, and they will all declare Hashem's name and serve Him anonymously. It says in Sfanya. At the time there will be only one tongue, and all the people will serve Hashem in unison. Then falsehood will be eliminated, and the truth will prevail and be revealed into the world. Everyone will merit to know about the true spiritual leader of the generation, who will be widely known and revealed. And through this, everyone will return to Hashem, even the nations of the world, to serve Him unanimously. May it take place speedily in our days. Amen. That concludes the lesson. With many things in Judaism, a lot of the mitzvos are connected. Person goes and does, he prays with a lot of kavanah, it's connected to sukkah, it's connected to the land of Eretz Yisrael. So many of the mitzvos, the bris milah is connected to the mouth. If a person goes and they watch their tongue, they start to speak more holy words, they're going to have an easier time protecting their eyes and their thoughts when it comes to protecting the bris. Everything is connected in Judaism. Things get power and strength from each other. And even though we were learning about sukkos, we learned about loving kindness, and our holy friend Yosef asked a very good question. And next time you're doing kindness to people, don't think twice, should I be doing this? Maybe I should do something else. It's so important for your soul to be kind to other people and give. It fixes so much that a Musa book Torah can get you so far, but actually getting your hands dirty in kind acts, this is, I'm not supposed to just learn the Torah, we have to act and practice the Torah. Now, if a person is learning Torah and it says if there's a mitzvah and someone else next to him can do that mitzvah, you should let him do that mitzvah so you can continue learning. But believe me, we have plenty of opportunities to do mitzvahs when we're not learning. That we can fill our life with kindness to other people. And you know what? A person doesn't realize a lot of the suffering they have is because they're living inside their body, inside themselves. And if a person were to step away, and you do that by giving to other people, you stop to think about all the things that are bothering you, which kind of make you in a circle. You start to give to other people, you feel relief. So when you're giving, you're really giving to yourself in so many ways. If a person wants to make a new beginning, Rabbi Nachman said, a person has to make new beginnings sometimes, many times a day. Because if you want to come close to Hashem and do the right thing, it's not always so easy. A person gets down, they find it very challenging. But if you make a new beginning, especially in the morning, you always make a new beginning in the morning. He says, in the morning you should say, whatever I do this day should be according to Hashem's will. And by doing that, you cover yourself throughout the day, that even if you do a mistake, you know what, Hashem, I made a mistake, but in the morning I said, whatever I'm doing should be according to your will. So it covers you a little bit by saying that, because it means you woke up with the intention to serve Hashem. Okay, you made a mistake. It was a slow process. You didn't just immediately do something wrong. But I said, I want to come close to you. That was my first thought. So it's very important, the first thoughts, and making beginnings, even if it has to be many times. And sometimes the way to make a new beginning is to just give to someone else. It's a way of restarting your engine. You know what? I can't fix myself right now. I'm going to do kindness. And I'll tell you, that's why I'm here giving this year. Tonight, I was like, what am I going to do with myself? I said, I'll give it a share. I'm going to do kindness. Okay? I'm going to do kindness. It's going to open up my beginning. Thank you all for coming. Should we sing a song? We haven't done that in a while. When we finish a lesson. But maybe like the good old days. Dee dee da 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 dum da 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 dum dee da 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 dee da da dum dee da dee da dum dee da da dum dee da da dee da 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 dum dee dee da da dee da 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 dum dee dee da 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 dum dee dee da 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 ye da 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 dum dee da 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 dum e da 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 e da da Ruf said something very important. Yes, when I say do acts of kindness, yes, the priority is the Jewish people. Okay, we have a special achrayus, we have a responsibility to our fellow Jews to take care of them so they can perform more mitzvahs to bring Mashiach to be a light unto the nations. But and not many people say this, but I will say this, and Rus has inspired me to bring this out. I've said this many times before. It's not a new concept to me, but when a person makes a wall, okay, and we're not talking about a wall between Mexico and America. We're talking about a wall in their heart, and they say, "I'm only going to help X, Y, Z people, okay, but I'm not going to help the other people. It's not my responsibility to help them." What happens is that a person, it's like the kindness that a person has in their heart is not 100%. Okay, if you want to be 100%, you really don't make walls. Okay, like I'll bring Rosh Shlomo Carlebach. He used to help homeless people in the streets walking by. They used to call him his rabbi. They weren't Jewish. He would take care of them. He'd give them a blanket. He would sometimes he'd bring them a place to sleep. And you see the kindness that Shlomo Carlebach had for the Jewish people. He was constantly giving and giving and giving. That's because he didn't have a wall. Now, even though a person priority should be to go and fix themselves, so they should do the kindness to the Jewish people. You're not going to be 100% to the Jewish people if you're not 100% in your heart to just be kind. And you do that by not making a wall. So, yes, you should give to all people in all ways. Constantly be kind. Always making a Kiddush Hashem. If you see a homeless person, you see a non-Jew who needs food, you should provide for him. You should go and do whatever you can to all the nations and to show kindness. We are a light into the nations. It means we also are bringing light to them. But still, the priority is for the Jewish people. But without that wall, because as I said, you're going to make that wall. You're never going to be 100% to the Jewish people. If you start to go, because if you go and you say, "Oh, he's not Jewish, I don't have to help him." And when you're going to go, down Mea Shearim, you're going to say, "You know what? I don't like that type of Jew. He's Hasidish. He's this. He's too extreme for me. I'm not going to help him. I'm only going to help this type of Jew." You're going to make that same error. But if you're kindness all across the board, okay, and that also means kindness to animals, like David HaMelech. He took the sheep on his shoulders when it was injured and he carried it. If you're kind completely in your heart, 100%, then you're going to have that 100% to the Jewish people. So I don't know if you hear this somewhere else, but that's what I learned from my father. Ov Shalom. We had so many non-Jews. We had even priests coming to visit the house where he talked to them about Judaism. He did so many kind acts and taught me, that we help the people of all nations. We're kind. And I owe him my kindness to the Jewish people through that upbringing that he gave me. And that's the thing, people don't realize if you do kindness, it hurts you sometimes. Giving this money from my wallet, I'm giving this $10. I need that $10 for gas. But you don't realize you're doing that kindness. Like I said before, Hashem has these gifts waiting for you up above, much more than $10. So don't feel that heartache when you're giving kindness, okay? Do that kindness also 100%. That's the goal. You have to teach yourself 100% kindness. You don't give them money while you're shaking your hand. Give them money. And like Rabbi Nachman says, when you give them money, I think it's also coming from a Talmud, you should say 11, but I think it's a Talmud, maybe it's a Tanis, I'm not sure exactly. When you give tzedakah, charity, you should also say kind words to the person. And then you're going to receive, I think it's 11 blessings or something from heaven. It says something like this. So he says, it's not enough just to give the charity. You got to give it wholeheartedly. Make the person feel good. That's part of the charity. And I'll tell you, in everything in life, if you're not doing 100%, you're not really doing it. So when you do an act of kindness to your spouse, for instance, you're doing the dishes, don't rub it in. I did the dishes today. You know what I mean? You either do it 100%. I wouldn't say don't do it at all. But really, if you're not going to do something 100%, it might as well not be doing it. And add something else I said in the last video. I'm going to start saying it more and more. Too many people have friendships and they're not really 100% and honest with their friend. They're just trying to go and have many people around them if they ever need a favor, and just to be cool, to have lots of people. They know a lot of people. And this person thinks you care about them, but you don't care about them at all. If they're suffering in the hospital, they hurt their leg, you're not praying for them. You're not thinking about them. You don't care. So if you're not going to be 100% of a friend to people, you know what? You're doing them an injustice by being their friend in a way, because they could be spending their efforts to go and actually have friends that care. So, like I said, you're gonna be friends with people. You're gonna say hello to them. Then meet it, smile at them, make them feel good. Otherwise, what's it worth? I'm not saying don't smile, don't say hello, but you know what I mean. Put some effort into kindness. Don't just. It's not supposed to be robotic. All right, we're so off topic. All right, shalom, shalom. Thank you all for coming. This video was a little different. I took comments, questions in the middle. I tried in the past to avoid doing that, but I thought maybe we'll change it up a bit. You let me know, but no comments usually after the video is already up, even if they watch it. But if you want to give a comment, if it was better that way, whatever you want, I am here to serve.